like to call Congress back in to reconvene Congress for a short recess to get amendments together for legislation. Our agenda has been amended. Well, no. Yes, it has. Well, no, it hasn't. We're on General Order Day 2 right now. What I'm going to do on General Order Day 2 is I've rebatched all of the legislation, and I'm going to go through it numerically by the bill number. So that's the protocol we're going to follow. Congressman Walker?
Make a motion to suspend the rules, modify the agenda, take ONCA 1569 off of today's agenda and place it on tomorrow's agenda on General Order Day 2.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? 1569 was the bill?
Yes.
All in favor say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? Seeing none, motion carries. Make a note of that. Okay, General Order Day 2. When amendments can be proposed. First bill under that heading is ONCA 1547, an act to amend ONCA 1519, the law establishing the Osage Commercial Property Fund to authorize expenditures out of the fund to provide for net revenue to be appropriated to the general fund for a specific purpose and to establish an alternate effective date. Congresswoman Edwards is the sponsor. Are there any amendments to be proposed to ONCA 1547? Congresswoman Edwards.
Page 3, line 135 and line 36, strike, quote, $560,500, parentheses, $560,500, close parentheses, close quote, and insert, quote, $391,130, parentheses, $, 391, 160, close quote, close parentheses.
Thank you. Are there any other amendments to be proposed to?
Point of order, you need a second.
Oh, excuse me.
Second.
A second from Congressman Hamilton. Okay. We are now. Are there any other amendments to be proposed to 1547? Seeing none. Congresswoman Edwards, just to get it on record, we need clarification. When you spoke your amendment, you did say $391,130, but 60 is written on this amendment sheet. Which one is correct? Because we'll have you on audio saying 30 and the paper says 60.
Whatever's on the paper.
Whatever's on the paper.
Sorry.
Thank you very much.
Apologize.
Does this need to be just shut? The next bill under that heading is 1555. Which is an act to amend 19 ONC Section 2-104 of the Osage Fair Minimum Wage Act to remove the exemption for Osage Nation Gaming Enterprise and to establish an alternate effective date. Congressman Maker is a sponsor. Are there any amendments to be proposed to that bill? ONCA 1555. Congresswoman Edwards.
Page 1, line 20, insert the following new section and renumber the remaining section. Does everyone have a copy? Do I need to verbally read this, or may I ask that the reading be waived?
Does every member have a copy of this general order amendment? Without objection, the reading is waived on this one, since you have the copy sitting before you. I need a second to the motion.
Second.
Okay. Are there any more amendments to be proposed to 1555? All right, the next bill under General Order Day 2 is ONCA 1561, an act to amend ONCR 1408 to allow board and commission travel reimbursement allocations to be available to the board as a whole and to provide an alternate effective date. Congressman Makers, the sponsor. Are there any amendments to be proposed to ONCA 1561? Seeing none, we'll move on to ONCA 1562. I'm going to advance them all at the end. Keep myself straight here. Okay. So ONCA 1562, an act to authorize and appropriate $75,000 to the Capital Asset and Improvement Fund for improvements to the Hominy Village Roundhouse and to establish an alternate effective date. Are there any amendments to be proposed to that? Seeing none, we will go on to the next bill under that heading, which is 1563. Got it. An act to amend Open Meetings Act at 15 ONC Section 7-105 and Section 7-108 to remove the requirements that items listed on the agenda be described with specificity and to allow agendas to be amended inside 48 hours and to establish an alternate effective date. Are there any amendments to be proposed to that bill? Congressman Shaw.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Page 2, line 73, insert the following paragraph, H. The public body shall not take action on any matter not listed on the agenda. The public body shall make every reasonable effort to state agenda items with specificity pursuant to the information available at the time the agenda is initially published, and to update those agendas as additional information becomes available to the public body.
Second.
Okay, thank you. Are there any more amendments to be proposed to ONCA 1563? Next bill under General Order Day 2 is ONCA 1564 to provide a supplemental appropriation to the Office of the Attorney General for fiscal year 2015 in the amount of $100,000 for Osage LLC litigation expenses and to establish an alternate effective date. Are there any amendments to be proposed to that bill? Seeing none, we will move on to the next bill, which is ONCA 1565, an act to amend ONCA 1467 to provide a supplemental appropriation to the Osage Utility Authority Board for fiscal year 2015 in the amount of $47,900 and to establish an alternate effective date. Are there any amendments to be proposed to that bill? Seeing none, we will move on to the next bill, which is ONCA 1566, an act to amend ONCA 1477 to provide a supplemental appropriation to the Division of Land Commerce and Public Safety for fiscal year 2015 in the amount of $69,943 and to establish an alternate effective date. Are there any amendments to be proposed to that bill? Next bill is ONCA 1567, an act to amend ONCA 1471 to provide a supplemental appropriation to the Division of Cultural Preservation, Arts, Heritage, and Language for fiscal year 2015 in the amount of $10,214 and to establish an alternate effective date. Are there any amendments to be proposed? Congresswoman Buffalo Head.
Page 2, lines 49 through 77, strike lines 49 through 77, and insert the following table, which I have. It takes the total expenses from $2,948 9/16 to 9/5/9/925.
Second.
Have a motion and a second on that. Are there any other amendments to be proposed to ONCA? ONCA 1567. Seeing none, we are at the end of General Order Day 2, and amendments can be proposed. ONCA 1561, ONCA 1562, ONCA 1564, ONCA 1565, ONCA 1566 are sent to Engrossment Committee. So we still have the matters of 1, 2, 3, 4 bills on our agenda. Well, no, they're not on our agenda today, right now, at this moment. Okay. Congressman Walker.
I sense you're urging the body to make a movement on something. Please feel free to elaborate if you would.
I was under the impression that that we were wanting to move farther than this today. If we're not, then we're going to be in motions and notices. Congresswoman Buffalo Head.
My desire is to recess to the call of the speaker, allow the rules and ethics to go in, engross, and then come back out and do final votes, and get as much done as we can today, given that we have a meeting that 6 of us are on at 4 o'clock. The day is here, the work needs to be done, so for us to postpone it another day when we have the entire day to work is my desire. So I'll make a motion to recess to the call of the speaker for the purposes of engrossment.
And I'll join in the discussion there. There's bills that have been amendments proposed that could also go into engrossment if you guys are going to move on or not move on. So that was my question.
Point of inquiry. The bills that you referred to engrossment are those that had no amendments proposed.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. We are Congressman Edwards.
I have a motion, I guess it will wait, but the agenda doesn't have any bills on for reading today, so
That was what I was wondering what you guys were wanting to do. Okay.
Is there a motion on,
To recess. Any more discussion about going into recess? It was to the call of the chair, correct? All right. All in favor say yes.
Yes.
We are in recess to the call of the chair.